What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to sit down and do a full face of first impressions with you. The only thing I don't have first impressions on today are like foundation and primer and eyebrows, because I have gotten new ones and talked about those already in the very recent past. So we have two new eyeshadow palettes today. Got Urban Decay Beach. We've got the new Nabla Soul Blooming palette. We've got some new liquid eyeliner, some stuff from MAC, a face palette from Too Faced, you name it. We're putting it on today and trying it out. Before I jump into the first impressions, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe because I would love to have you around for more videos. And also, if you're feeling very generous, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up because that does me a huge favor, and I would appreciate you until my next birthday, which is almost a whole year from now. That's a long time. So if you want to see a first impression of any of these products, just hang out, keep on watching, and we're gonna get right into it. The first new thing I want to try today is the Urban Decay Beached eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like inside. It's kind of like a combination of the colors from one of the Naked Heat palettes, but with some blues thrown in. Very nice for summer. Honestly, this is one of my favorite color combination types out there, so I'm pretty excited about this. I'm going to start by using the color Daybreak on a Sigma E38 diffused crease brush, and I'm going to put that through my crease, as the brush would suggest. Alright, that went on with lots of pigment and then blended out really easily. I'm going to try to build up a little bit more color in the crease there because I do feel like it definitely got a lot less intense as I blended it out. I just want to make sure that we are able to get some good color payoff with it. Looks like it's fine. So far, that matte shade seems like it is comparable to all of the most recent releases of the Urban Decay shadows. So like Naked Petite Heat, the Kristen Leanne palette, like that type of pigmentation and that type of quality. One thing I noticed right away though is that there's only one matte shade in this whole palette, which is fine if you don't really use a lot of matte shades, but personally I use a lot of matte shades when I do my shadows. So that's gonna be a problem for me if I wanna get like a whole look out of this palette, or if I wanted to use this like standalone for a look, but we're not doing that today anyway, so it doesn't really matter for right now, but definitely some points off for that. All right, my camera stopped recording because the memory card was full. Love when that happens. But what I was saying before that happened was the color Middle Karma that I put on the outer corner there, it didn't blend out as nicely as I would have hoped. So I'm going back in with a different brush to see if I could get a little bit of a smoother transition with that. It definitely looks better on the second pass. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back into the Urban Decay Beached palette, and I think I'm going to use the color Plunge. I'm going to use an e.l.f. pencil brush and run that underneath my lower lash line. And I'm going to go into a little bit of the lighter shade here, Double Dip, and put that on like the inner portion to kind of make a little gradient going on. They're definitely similar, but they definitely work together nicely. All right, I feel like this outer corner here needs some depth. So I'm going to go into the shade Caravaggio on the same MAC pencil brush as I used earlier. I'm just gonna put that on the outer portion of the outer corner. Can I say outer any more times? That color is a lot darker than I expected it to be from the pan. Initially, my plan was to use one of the Urban Decay pencils that came with the Urban Decay Beached collection. One of them is a copper color called Lucky, which is beautiful, and the other one is a shade called Goldmine. I think they're both re-promotes. They're not new anyway, and I just don't think they're gonna go with this look. So since we know how Urban Decay pencils perform anyway, I'm gonna go with a different Urban Decay pencil. I'm going to use the color Deep End because hello, it just goes with that. The next thing I want to try is also from Nabla Cosmetics. These are the new shades of their DAZZLE liners. I've definitely used their DAZZLE liners in a tutorial before. These are new colors. The most interesting color is definitely Current Eden. Like, look at that, wowza. But I don't think it's gonna show up too much on this eye look. I think it kind of needs like a more neutral base. So I think today we're gonna go with Royal Blood. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I love that. I love it. All right, after I finished the other wing, I went ahead and popped on some mascara and lashes. Today I'm wearing the House of Lashes Juliet lash, and for some reason, this one is sitting differently than this one, but that is user error because I fucked up on this side. But to finish off this eye look, I want to go into that color that I was drooling over earlier, Honey Drip, in the inner corner, because I can't walk away without wearing this. I'm gonna pick that up using a BH number 7 brush, tap that off because it's a very soft formula, and I'm gonna put that right into my inner corners. Holy shit, that is so pretty. That looks like what flaky nail polish looks like, but in the form of an eyeshadow. I've never seen an eyeshadow like this before in my life. It is so pretty. Okay, so this eyeshadow is very, very interesting because if you weren't expecting it to have flaky glitter in it, you might be like, what the fuck? This is chunky and weird and not blending out properly. But really, it's just like almost like a pressed flaky glitter shadow with just like a champagne sheen to it. I feel like this might be something that's like up to personal taste, but I really like it. I think it's really unique and beautiful. I'm gonna bring a little bit more of it up further into the eye look because I just like it that much. The next item is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. This is a blush, bronzer, and highlight palette. For blush, I'm gonna try a little bit of the color Pink Sand. Generally, I usually go for more like neutral blush tones. I don't really like my blush to have like a ton of pink in it. This seems pretty nice. To highlight, I'm gonna use a little bit of the highlighter shade Satin Sheets. Jesus. Ooh, that is way more gold than I was expecting it to be. To be honest, I'm not really crazy about the color of that highlighter at all. It's like way more yellow than I expected it to be, and not a yellow that I'm finding to be particularly flattering on my skin. I feel like Starlight would probably be more up my alley. It's hard to tell if, yeah, that's definitely nicer on me, but it is very pink too, damn. It's definitely more pink than I was expecting it to be. Why does that taste like sugar though? This smells really nice. The blush is very pretty. I'm not sure if I'm crazy about the highlighters yet. I'm gonna use it a few more times and let you guys know. But yeah, so far on the fence. But I have to say that the packaging is absolutely beautiful on this. It's like the classiest, most grown-up packaging I've ever seen Too Faced do, and I'm here for that. Okay, the next couple of items are from the new MAC Mirage Noir Collection, but this is a MAC satin lipstick, and I feel like a more neutral shade is gonna look nicer with this look, so it won't take away from all the colors on the eyes. I think this is gonna make a very good everyday shade. And I like the satin finish because it's nice and comfortable. It's also not shiny, you know, it's kind of like right in the middle. I really love MAC lipsticks. I feel like my love for MAC lipsticks has spanned over a decade at this point. But we can't just stop there because I still have a gloss to try. The Mirage Noir Collection had a bunch of items in it, but a few of them were different colors of the lip glass. This is the color Strip and Dip. This is the color Pleasure Beach. And this is the color Oysterized. I think I'm gonna go with the color Oysterized today, but I think I wanna keep it like mostly in the center of the lips and not over the whole thing. Interesting, this has a doe foot. Why do I feel like MAC lip glass usually has a brush? Does it usually have a brush? Does it? I'm so confused. I either am losing my mind or these usually have a brush. Hold on, I'm gonna turn around and get another one. Nope, not out of my mind. They usually have a brush. Okay, I'm glad Glad we clarified that because I felt like I was losing it for a second there. I'm not sure if I'm crazy about the fact that it has a doe foot instead of a brush because I really like the brush applicator, but the color, however, this I am into. That's pretty, but I definitely prefer a brush applicator. All right, that's all I had to try for today. The Nabla Cosmetics Soul Blooming palette. This palette, personally, I think it's stunning. This is like the quintessential thing that I would look for a spring look. I think the packaging is really cute. Maybe not like my personal taste, but it's really well done. It's very tasteful and it's very like nice quality. It's a good size and all that. The mattes were really nice. The color Garden Gate was really nice. I didn't even have to use any wetness on my brush to, why did I say it that way? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't even have to wet my brush to make it look good on the lid. I feel like not everybody's going to love this shade because it does have like chunky, flaky pieces of glitter in it. But if you ever dreamed of an eyeshadow that looked like a flaky nail polish, then this is for you. And I feels like I didn't really like blend it in super hard, but if I blend it together on my fingers like hard enough, eventually it all like kind of breaks apart and becomes a shimmer. So I feel like you could get the best of both worlds with it too if you wanted to. The Urban Decay Beached palette, honestly, if you like the colors that are in this palette and you're a fan of Urban Decay eyeshadows as of late, i.e. the Naked Heat, Naked Petite Heat, and the Kristen Leanne Kaleidoscope palette, those types of formulas, then you're gonna really like this. As long as you like the colors that are in here and it's something that you will use regularly, I don't think you'll be disappointed. My one gripe with the palette is that there's only one matte shade in there, which for me is just a no-go. Personally, obviously, I already have a lot of other makeup around to use mattes from other palettes, but if you're looking for an all-in-one palette that you're gonna go out and spend your money on, then just keep in mind that there is only one matte in here. So for a lot of looks, you may have to dip into other palettes as well. It's not necessarily gonna be a one and done kind of deal. The Nabla DAZZLE liner, no surprise there. It's gorgeous. It applies really easily. This formula, just so you're aware before you purchase it, is like one of those more vinyl-y type of formulas. So it's almost like, you know, when you can like basically peel it off with makeup remover at the end of the day? That's the kind of formula that we're talking about here. Obviously, I haven't experienced this like hands-on with this color yet because I just got this, but I have used their DAZZLE liners in the past and I know that's the type of formula that they have. But the finish of it is gorgeous. I think this color is gorgeous. It's like somewhere between a blue and a purple. It's like a blurple. Speaking from past experience, these are some of my favorite colorful liquid eyeliners that I own. I'm really excited for these shades because Current Eden is super cool, and this rose gold shade here called Original Sin just has my name all over it, and I already really like the purple one. The Too Faced Natural Face palette, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I absolutely love the packaging. I just feel like the highlighters were like way more intense of a color than I was expecting them to be from in the pan. So I chose the more gold one, and I regret that because it's like yellowy gold on my skin. On somebody else's skin, I'm sure it looks stunning. And the pink one, when I swatched it and just put it a little bit on my Cupid's bow, it was prettier and it's definitely more flattering on me, but it's definitely also still really, really pink. And I wasn't expecting it to be from the way it looked in the pan. So it just wasn't what I was wanting from this experience. I haven't experimented with the bronzers that are in here yet. One of them is like a shimmery bronzer, which is something that I wouldn't really go for. I really, really, really like the packaging on this though, and the blushes are nice. So if you like those highlight shades, you're probably gonna like this. The Too Faced highlight formula is not my absolute favorite of all time, but it is nice and it's very pigmented. It's just not the exact type of highlighter that I usually like to work with the most, but if I liked the shade, I wouldn't mind working with it, if that makes sense. And finally, the MAC Mirage Noir stuff. This is not the most exciting MAC release that I've seen in a while. I do really like the packaging. I don't know if you guys could see, but the packaging is typical MAC packaging, except that it has kind of like a color shift sort of a finish to it. I really like the color Twig lipstick, but like I said, I'm pretty sure Twig already exists and I probably own it in like 3 other types of packaging. So, you know, it's nice, but it's not anything like amazing exciting. I do really like the Oysterized lip glass. I think this is like a really, really nice, like simple, glassy looking color to put over other shades, but I'm not crazy about the doe foot in there. I'm really used to my MAC lip gloss having a brush, and it just really threw me for a loop for there to be a doe foot on there. It's not bad. Obviously plenty of lip glosses out there in the world have a doe foot, but I just didn't see it coming, and I definitely prefer the brush. If I had to pick items out of this assortment that I absolutely think are like the top-notch stuff that you shouldn't pass up if you are looking at it, are the Nabla palette and the Nabla DAZZLE liners. I think those are really the standout today. Those are the ones that I enjoyed the absolute most. Honestly, Nabla Cosmetics is so slept on, and I think that they are one of the best indie companies out there, and they're gonna come up in a few years. You watch, they're gonna be huge. Everything else had its ups and downs. Nothing was like amazing, or nothing was like a complete fail. Take everything with a grain of salt because it was only my first time using it. Obviously, that's how first impressions work. But if you have tried any of these items, let me know in a comment down below which ones you liked, which ones you didn't, if you had the same experience as me, etc., etc. I would love to know what you think about it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because that really helps me out, and I would super duper appreciate it, and I super duper appreciate you being here. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I would love to have you stick around for more videos. Also, if you're really feeling very dedicated, go ahead and hit the notification bell. I hate asking people to do that, but apparently it's the only way to get you guys to actually know when my videos go live nowadays. So if you want to know, go ahead and hit the bell. If you miss me between videos, please feel free to go ahead and follow me on other social media. I post all the time on Instagram, new makeup looks all the time, wild new lip arts over there, all sorts of stuff, mini tutorials, you name it, it's there. So I am at Miss Queen Face across the board. You can also find me on Twitter. If you have anything to ask me about my filming equipment, makeup, anything like that, Twitter is the place to find me. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.